from the BMC studio at Onondaga Community College. This is ONTV Update.
Good morning and welcome to ONTV Update. Today is Friday, March 5th. I'm Larry Pilon. Colleges are still trying their best with in-person studies as well as making more activities available for students as COVID-19 cases have reached a total of over 7,000 cases in Onondaga County. It has made an impact on college athletes as they try to figure out how to stay focused on their sports. ONTV Update's Santino Alcaraz talks to a local college athletic director to talk about how sports have been affected.
To see coverage of Syracuse University sports teams, it can be easy to forget what a toll the public health crisis has had on college sports. OCC Athletic Director Michael Borsch says it's anything but business as usual.
Since March, we've been in a nearly paused state where we haven't been practicing, we haven't been competing, and we've had very limited instances where we've actually been able to physically work out.
College sports facilities have changed due to COVID-19. Normally, this space is in use here every day by one of the 17 teams here at OCC, but now it's emptier than usual due to the pandemic. The Ivy League just announced that it is canceling all winter sports and delaying the start of spring sports, a decision that the other leagues will likely follow. That is leaving many athletes training at home.
Being at home this semester has definitely changed a lot of things for me. I don't have the same resources provided to me that I would if I were to be on campus.
Isabel says that it's not easy training on her own, but the support from her fellow student athletes are helping her out. Isabel has high hopes for the upcoming season, but Michael Borsch says that the future of sports is up in the air.
I think the biggest challenge from the whole pandemic is not knowing what's in the future, what the future is going to hold, is just sort of trying to fight through the confusion of what the requirements are, what we can do, what we can't do, and not really knowing when we're going to see the end of the tunnel here.
The end of the tunnel that he hopes isn't too far down the line. From SRC Arena, Santino Alcaraz, ONTV Update.
Borsch says that sports are making a comeback as he is currently talking to the National Junior College Athletic Association and OCC's own leadership team for guidance for the upcoming season. As the COVID-19 cases and hospitalizations have decreased over the past month, Governor Andrew Cuomo has announced that he is extending the curfew for restaurants and bars to stay open for an additional hour, making the new curfew for 11 p.m. The new curfew will allow bars and restaurants to allow more guests in at later times and will overall boost sales for companies, which gives bars and restaurants more time to make sure all guests are off the premises at the curfew time. As the COVID-19 pandemic is still going around in the United States, many students are missing that social structure that we once had in classrooms pre-pandemic. Many parents are concerned for their children as online classes are still being used as the way of teaching and more students' grades are performing lower. This is causing more students to feel depressed and less motivated due to not having that face-to-face contact with their peers and teachers. Still to come on TV, record number of workers lost their jobs during the pandemic. How can you find a job? We have information to help. But first, coming up, we will take a look at the weather when we come back from break on ONTV Update.
The vast majority of the programs that we have are getting students ready to have skills that will transfer right into being able to go to work.
It's exciting to see that, they're definitely, the jobs are in demand for these different occupations.
Most of this stuff is going to be located right here in Whitney Hall. Certainly applied technology and all our labs are located over here in Whitney Hall. You can just reach out to our school office directly.
I love working at the library. I've been a librarian for many, many years. Love helping students. I love the moment, especially here at OCC, when I'm assisting a student who might be doing research and they're just like, say, I never knew about that. I never knew you could do that. And that's such a great moment because we have such a huge and wonderful amount of resources available to students that many of them don't really know how to access.
Finals are coming up fast, and Coulter Library is ready. We have lots of new computers, several new study rooms, and extended hours for finals review sessions. If you're stressed about that final exam or frantically working to finish that term paper, look no further. Take advantage of our subject resources, and prepare for the end of a successful semester here at Coulter Library.
I think OCC is a great choice for students, especially if they're not exactly sure what they want to do. I developed the Geospatial Science and Technology program as a way to introduce students to that world that I discovered, learning how to make maps with a computer, collecting data and analyzing that. And we still have a lot of industry connections, and that's always good for trying to find internships or even full-time employment.
I think working with the students and hearing the stories of how successful students are, and lately I've got a lot of, being able to write letters of recommendations to students that are going on to a next program, and hearing about what they've done at their next school or in their next career move. I think that's, hearing the success stories and really working with the students and getting to know the students. Sometimes my office is a revolving door because students want to come in and talk, which is great. So that's why I'm here.
Living at OCC is a great experience academically and socially. One of my first impressions of OCC is that it was a bigger than normal community college, more like a private school. All the academic resources are within my fingertips. I can go to the library, do homework outside of the dorms, and then come back and have a nice social life without being stressed. Smaller class size allows me to interact with a professor more. OCC also has a great education with an affordable tuition for anybody of any age.
Welcome back to ONTV Update. I'm Larry Pilon. Zoe Haney is here to report this week's weather. Zoe, what does the weather look like for this upcoming week?
Well, Larry, this week is going to be a bit chilly when the weekend hits, starting off in the 20s, as you can see, and then warming up into the 40s and 50s. For today and Saturday, the high is going to be about 22, and the low is about 18, and throughout the week, it's going to progressively get higher. So you might be able to enjoy some sunny weather with partly cloudy. Back to you, Larry. That's all for the weather.
Awesome. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, many college campuses are trying to keep up with the cleaning demand needed to prevent students from contracting COVID-19. There have been numerous steps to prevent the virus from spreading on campuses, such as using a disinfectant spray to clean areas that students are commonly using, and also having multiple hand sanitizer stations spread out around campuses. With COVID-19 still being around, preventing the virus from spreading around campuses is the key to keep students from going back to online classes. Next to come up on ONTV Update, Brian Clark will be back with us discussing March Madness and Cuomo's announcement about stadiums reopening when we come back from break on ONTV Update.
To my knowledge, every single person that's teaching in the program is still presently actively working in the field. Every single one of these professors is an expert in their craft. If it wasn't for this department, if it wasn't for people like Mark Ballard or Mike Kaminsky or Magic on the radio side of things, 0 Point and myself, I wouldn't be where I am today.
In the sound recording program, I was asked to develop 4 courses and teach those 4 courses based in studio recording, so learning the basics of microphones and interface boxes and computer software and cabling and all that, and the process of just tracking musical performances and then mixing them. It gives those students who are interested in sound a little bit more of a broader education in how we can apply sound recording.
My classes aren't too bad. As a business major, they're kind of difficult, so I can always come here and get some help, or if I have any questions about my student profile or anything about that, there's always help here. They took me through like the list of options of courses that I could choose, and I picked the best ones that I think were suited for me. Honestly, without OCC and the help of the Student Center, I just wouldn't really be where I am today.
The School of Art, Design, Media, and Music is the best school.
So there's architecture and interior design. There is broadcast media and communications. There is art, photography, and music and sound recording.
We're a little different. We're very artistic, we're very creative.
A lot of the school is about advising, transfer, career building, and community, like having a place for people to go.
My favorite part about teaching criminal justice is the conversations I end up in with my students. We are talking about tough stuff, justice and fairness. What's different here than other places? The commitment of the faculty and staff in leading students towards their goals.
So Career Services does a variety of different things. We help students from day one, so exploring options within majors or careers, we help with that. We help with guiding them anything that they need throughout their schooling here, so helping them get job shadows and informational interviews, internships, volunteer experience, and then ultimately helping them for whatever's after OCC.
Welcome back to ONTV Update. I'm Brian Clark, and because of the success of the 2 Buffalo Bill playoff games, Governor Andrew Cuomo has decided to have stadiums reopen with 10% capacity. This includes football, baseball, live concerts, etc. The attendees are required to have negative results within 72 hours before the event, alongside assigned seating, masks, social distancing, and temperature checks. Since the 2 Bills games, there hasn't been any evidence that the attendees spread the ongoing coronavirus. Cuomo spoke of using testing as a way to reopen some venues from his State of the State back in January. March Madness is just a few days away from announcing who's officially in the playoffs. Since the coronavirus is still ongoing, all the games will be played in the state of Indiana. All the games will be broadcast on CBS, TBS, TNT, True TV, and digitally with March Madness Live. Expecting teams like Gonzaga Bulldogs, Michigan Wolverines, Baylor Bears, and 22 others will be selected. And teams like the Duke Blue Devils or North Carolina Tar Heels are most likely eliminated. And lately, the Syracuse University is allowing students to be in the Dome to watch the Vermont lacrosse game this Saturday. The first time since the pandemic started.
That's great to hear. Hopefully, we'll be able to have fans in the SRC Arena soon. Brian. When we come back, we look into living in a pandemic, learning it can be very stressful at times and difficult to be financially secure. Learn more ways to get some extra cash and other ways to find work quick and simple in a few easy steps. You're watching ONTV Update.
Look at what's happened here with COVID. Look at how you've seen other schools where infection rates have been very high, and here they've been extremely low. That's because the students here are really dedicated to doing the right thing and to learn and work toward that degree and work toward a better life through higher education. I think a community college is the perfect answer to everyone's educational needs.
One thing that I love about my job is the people here at OCC. Students definitely need assistance with career exploration, and that's one of our expertise. So making sure that the students know what they want to do in any way that we can support it. I love working with the students. I love working with the faculty and staff. I like that every day is a little bit different.
Recently, the college has developed a new sound recording program, and we partnered with the music department, and 4 of the courses in that program are offered through the BNC program. BMC 225 and 226 focus on live sound reinforcement and recording. So a lot of students who are interested in if they have a band or if they perform live, what's the best way to get their sound to be optimized for their audience?
This can be in any major. They can have disabilities. I have students who do have disabilities and work with another department in addition to me. I have students who are veterans. I have students that work full-time, and I'm just a source of assistance for them to get them through the college process, that's all.
Everybody like on the edge of their seats yelling. People want to see you do good. People actually coming out to watch me play. So it definitely give me an incentive to play hard, get some buckets. I guess it's one of the top JUCOs in the country. This is a good program to get your name out there. I like to go by like the sky is the limit. Like you can do anything you put your mind to. Like I didn't really know I was gonna break a record. I just kind of figured like if I was to put all in the work in, you could do anything that you put your mind to. If you're gonna work hard or something, just give it your all.
Because we're a two-year school, you're going to play right away. As a freshman, you're going to get pretty good parts, and as a sophomore, you're going to have all the best stuff. We have a lot of non-majors involved, and they can play in ensembles, they can take lessons, they can take music classes. They really could do all the music major things. There are no barriers to that. We have great equipment, we have great facilities. It's a lot of fun to be here. There's a lot of energy, and we do a lot of performing, which makes everybody kind of energetic and working towards those goals together, and it makes it a lot of fun.
Welcome back to ONTV Update. I'm Larry Pilon. ONTV Updates, we're going to look at what it's like to find a job during these unprecedented times. Being in a pandemic is not easy to live by with many restrictions on our daily life, including job cuts, shortages, and shutdowns. As of June 2020, nearly 7.7 million people lost their jobs due to COVID-19, all while trying to stay healthy. Bills and other taxes don't stop for you. Larry Pilon shows us what to do when we lose our jobs during COVID.
With many different factors affecting our lifestyle in a pandemic, many cannot see their friends or family anymore, with little to no contact made. Others can be on the front line of the pandemic, working at essential businesses with the most risk to exposure. A young man who lost his job during the pandemic expresses his concern with finding work.
Yeah, I've definitely had trouble looking for more jobs during the pandemic. Not as many places call back or even post for hire. I had a job during the pandemic, but because of it, it had to shut down, and it made things really hard.
Many have been down the same road as Henry, and there are ways for the OCC student finding direction for a future career in their field and other on-campus temporary jobs. Abigail Baird of Career Services gives us more insight.
We can help them prepare for whatever's next: resumes, cover letters, mock interviews, career attire. We also can help with any kind of job search.
I'm here at Coulter Library at OCC, where Career Services are located and offer to students who are looking for employment in the right direction for internships and other careers. They can help you explore and find careers you like and are interested in, and help you gain experience through OCC volunteering and internships, while helping you get the job you want, such as helping with your resume, prepping you for an interview, and even provide professional style clothes to look the part. Visit sunyocc.edu/careers for more information.
OCC Career Services has been in contact with me about on-campus jobs and internships I can get into in the direction of my major, which has been a great help, and it's really been helping me get where I need to be.
Henry is now being efficient as possible with finding work, now using every resource provided with him. Larry Pilon, ONTV.
You can also contact sunyocc.biginterview.com for available appointments to help practice your interviewing skills, amongst other valuable modules to learn from. Anyone can access these along with the Career Services Office to help you find employment. In other news, the U.S. Department of Labor has extended the pay for upcoming pandemic unemployment assistance. To check eligibility, file for an unemployment insurance claim on www.dol.ny.gov. Many pandemic unemployment-related crimes have flooded the government system, so be sure to keep all of your information and passwords safe. Recently, the Bureau of Labor Statistics released the unemployment rate at 6.3% of January 2021, while the Department of Labor extends the additional $300 payment until March 14th, 2021. Be sure to stay tuned for more information. Zoe Haney is back now with the weekend weather forecast. What can we expect?
The weather this weekend is going to be a nice change from how it's been. Slightly warmer in the 40s and 50s with a slight chance of rain here and there. It's excellent weather to stay inside or go on your porch, have some nice tea, and
just relax,
some light rains. But other than that, it should be just a calm, nice weekend, and then it's going to start going down heading into next week.
Awesome.
Back to you, Larry.
That's all we got for today. From all of us here, thank you for watching. I'm Larry Pilon, and make sure to stay tuned in next Friday for another On TV update.